Let me just deal with this one thing. So I've got a bunch of suggestions. How do I look at the suggestions here? Say potential issues found. Okay. Now what happens? Where is the next suggestion? Why doesn't it go to the next suggestion? Do you see what I'm asking?
Yeah.
Why is this a dynamic? Why is that dynamic?
I think any graph-like thing.
Okay, well, that's silly. It shouldn't make that suggestion. That's just going to waste my time.
Can you see if you can ignore all such suggestions? I think they have something like that. Oh. For any cell, I think.
That's very unclear wording.
Mm-hmm.
Ignore this suggestion.
Yeah.
And also, why on earth is it not reducing the number of suggestions there? Oh, come on. It's just giving me back the same stupid suggestions. So I just told it to ignore those suggestions for everything. That's a bug. Don't show again for any cell. That was a good one. Oh, this is a bit unfinished here. Okay, so now, da-da-da-da. This has been a long road here. Sorry, I've been writing examples for the last like 2.5 hours. Come on. Deploy yourself to the cloud. I mean, it's a big file now. But it's basically ready. I mean, there are a few glitches. I wish we had futurization here.
Hmm.
Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on. Tra-la. I probably can't even look at this while that's happening. And lots of beautiful pictures that could be made by this thing. Really works very nicely. Oh, come on. We still didn't fix that shit.
I don't know if it's only for the deploy. Let me see if it shows
And what's
up.
that shit? What's that shit?
Probably just the link color.
I know, but it shouldn't be red.
Yeah.
Because red isn't the link color. And that looks fuzzy. Why does everything look fuzzy here? All those inputs look fuzzy. And I'm at 100%, so there's something wrong there. The fact that they look fuzzy is wrong. Yeah, everything looks fuzzy.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, we can do better.
Can you send me the link?
Yeah. And look at that. What's that nonsense doing there?
Oh, that's because citation does not yet take links.
You know, it pisses me off that Cody wrote all this HTML shit for this. It was such a stupid idea. I told Brad it was a stupid idea, and he did it anyway. It's a stupid idea. Oh, God, it really pisses me off. Why don't we just make this be a cloud notebook? I mean, because the preview is just going to look wrong, and people just going to think it's stupid, you know? Well, I'm going to submit this for real, even though there are some glitches with it, but I think it's better to have it up. Oh, what the fuck is this? What do you mean it's not a valid symbol name? Well, what do you want me to do? You want me to have them on separate lines?
Yes, yes, yes.
But it didn't say that. I read the information thing, okay? It doesn't say that. So it's got to say that, right?
Yeah. I suppose list.
Oh, what am I supposed to do? I put commas in between.
Yeah, that is like a very usual way of thinking what list is. So yes.
Each on a separate line.
Yeah.
Okay, we got that one XXX thing in there. So let me just get rid of that, even though it's really should, you know, it's really not. Well, I don't like removing this. I mean, that's really a this isn't quite complete, but I think that tough luck. Let's get it through the process, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I really don't like that preview doesn't work. I really, really, really don't like it.
Yep.
I think it's so stupid that you know we're doing two versions of this, right? Is this going to take forever?
It might actually take some time.
Okay. Is it going to send me back a preview of it? Because it should. Since it clearly has one.
Let me see what the message looks like right
I mean,
now.
I will presumably see that message in a few moments. This has been a difficult. What is that? What is that? What is that?
Oh.
Is that a problem, or is that? What do I do? If I mean, I can say convert this cell to bitmap. Yeah. Oh, no, why isn't? Oh, I see. There we go. Okay. It's very beautiful, though, what it does, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
apart from the fact that that doesn't go on top, which it should. Oh God, that's another thing. Could you add that to the list of things for discussion with Charles tomorrow?
What one? Sorry, I didn't understand actually.
This node should go on top.
Okay, okay.
This function will fairly soon make it into, in 12.2, it should make it into the system.
Okay.
It has to be cleaned up a bit, and it has to be made more robust and faster, and it's got a lot of messages and things it doesn't have. Oh, for God's frigging sake, what is going on? So is that a failure? And if so, what failed?
Can you go in the bottom? Maybe sometimes they give error messages there.
Well, there was no error message that I can see.
At the end. No, okay.
So what happens here? I have no idea. It says something went wrong, but what went wrong?
Don't know. So, I mean, one thing I could do is like I can send this entire notebook for Bob to submit or somebody else to submit.
No, I want to know what went wrong.
Yes,
I'm just a simple
I'll ask
user.
them. Yes, or
I'm
I'll ask
just a simple
them.
user. Really pisses me off that this preview looks so bad. It's shoddy work. Cody scrambled around and he made a bunch of HTML. Wrong thing. Okay, what is this shit? What is this? It's not good enough to give me an error and not tell me what's wrong. Right?
Yep.
Not useful. And notice that I now have no way to contact anybody. Right? So in the case where it falls out of the idiot case of,
like if there are no suggestions, then say contact something. Okay.
Yeah, right. I mean, in other words, the famous computer message, unknown error. Right? This is the famous unknown error computer message, which is in the category of a completely unuseful thing, right? So I guess I'll leave these up here.
Mm-hmm.
And let somebody deal with this, but then I want to see this. I mean, I don't consider it completely finished, but it's got something, it's somewhere.
Yep.
Right? And I would like to be able to just use it routinely in the system. Okay. Okay, there it is. So please, let's get that submitted. Let's get as many of the other, that's a to-do for me, element rendering function. If you could try to remember that, that would be great.
Okay. Would you remember what it is if I say element rendering?
Yes.
Okay.
At least there's a decent chance. Okay. Let's get down to work. Yeah.
Can I tell you update about enumeration?
Yes.
So something that I have got right now is lazy enumeration, which is, I mean, for any large enumeration, which is too much, we can get from like so-and-so point to so-and-so point.
How'd you do that?
Actually, I mean, so Ed had a version of it which just works for like a lot of numbers. I don't know. It's complicated. It's just a
Can I see it?
combinatorial. Yes, it is in Dropbox. Working
The
material
working material.
2019. Oh, canonicalization of 4. So if you go down, not that one. It's this one.
Well, that's clever. So you must know how many rules there are, how many things there are total if you can do this.
Yes, yes, and yeah, that is basically. But the only problem here is, okay, I'll tell you what the problem is. So we have this. Say I first find rule shape to cases of X to Y, and then I do I don't know, X A to B. There might be some canonical form of a rule in X to Y, which is also in A to B. And
yeah, okay. That
yeah.
doesn't sound good. But I mean, but wait a second. So is it the case? First question. If I just want all of them, I can go boom and I can get all of them for a given signature. Is that correct?
You can go for all what
I'm asking,
I mean,
if I want all rules with a certain signature, assuming I don't run out of memory, you've got code that just generates
yes, that is the rule, and yeah, the one which said slightly better. So that is basically Ed's code. Actually, Ed's way of doing it is slightly better than your way of doing it, because he fixes the first first element basically. So that is slightly better. And I don't know if there is any other things we can fix, but I don't think so. But yeah, the next, but that also run outs of memory after a certain point if you're giving too heavy.
Yeah.
So we have to change names and stuff. I was just running out of names. I did not use,
we can do this. It will take look, let's at least put this in because this is useful. We don't have any repository item for this yet, do we?
No. Yes, enumerate Wolfram model rule, actually.
I don't think that's a great name for it.
Code development.
Okay, what's this?
That was your code, I think.
No, it's not my code.
Enumerate Wolfram model rules. I think that is something, that might be Max's code. The one which he did.
Oh, you should keep that. School.
Yeah, we should keep that there. We don't know what that does either.
Oh no. Okay, look, can I count on you to get this function? Get a version of this function that actually works, okay? I think this one isn't the right one. Okay, so I'm going to put this in author notes.
Okay. Yes, I mean, so the thing is, I think I understand now enough that but I think I just want somebody to look at it, like actually look at it, and that may be Ed. I think Ed is fine to see if there is anything I'm doing completely wrong or missing something.
This is the one, right?
That is, yes, that gives everything.
But that's for a single rule. What about, oh no, that's right. No. What happens if you have multiple rules?
List of rules.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So we want pairs of rules, for example.
Yeah, I mean, that shouldn't be hard.
Okay. What's put in?
Oh, that should be actually, yeah, that's the canonic, which I think is like the best canonical. I mean, not best, but like better than modified version of ed.
Okay. Well, okay, fine.
So
This is
then,
at least something, but
yeah,
go ahead.
list of rules. Okay, so something is missing is list of rules.
What do you mean? Where?
You were saying that that is the only missing part so far.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. List of rules is important. Okay, let's get to what we were doing here. Okay, so this is great, but how can that be a useful? That's a completely stupid suggestion. Could you report that?
One second, let me take a. Okay.
Oh gosh. You know, making our stuff actually work is such a never-ending battle. Okay, excellent. All right, let's get to work on our main project here. So, what have we got so far? And where can we see it?
Shall we take a look at the website?
Sure.
All right. I'm going to pop a link in the chat, and there's some important caveats up top, namely that I was having some troubles with the build notebook. So until we get the design finalized, for right now, I'm just publishing it as raw HTML and not processing it via XML import. But I want to get the design finalized, and then I can pop it to somebody who can get
What
all
is this nonsense? What is this shit? What is that? Why is Cody involved? What is Cody doing?
I had gotten an updated notebook at one point that he had
What
polished.
Updated notebook? Of my notebook?
Yes, it was in Dropbox.
So he broke it.
No. Wait. Is this about the rule signature?
No, there was a file in there that I could not, that it was referencing that I could not find in Dropbox. So the notebook failed.
You know what? I don't want Cody touching.
I don't think
stuff.
Cody touched anything. I think it's a misunderstanding.
I think I might have misread that email. I was having some problems with the notebook for creating this template, and for right now, I decided to focus on the design versus working with the notebook to get everything up until we get the design finalized, and that way we can cleanly upload the assets using the notebook.
Okay, well, you guys are going to have to do some work.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah, I mean, yes. I think it's a misunderstanding. Cody did not touch except for giving me the rule signature, how to
Get
format
rid of
the
that.
rule signature.
I didn't tell you to put that on there. Get rid of it.
Sure.
Okay, kind of annoys me that we're going backwards here. What happened to the nice background image?
It's coming.
That's, yeah, why is that not showing up? That's odd.
I don't like this font.
Okay.
You had a better font before. I have no idea why these words are in different colors.
Okay.
I don't know how you're going to do the navigation on subsequent pages if you have nothing on the front page at the top. Down here, we're going to need stuff about, I don't really care about the copyright and the contact us. Well, there's going to be more stuff there, but we'll want something about how, you know, with support from Wolfram Research or something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, let's look at the deployment stuff for shingles and at other, okay, is that here?
Yeah, if you go ahead and click yep, and then this page is barely even designed. It was just sort of me playing around with a repo master page. So that's my alternate design. I had another link on there that I like a little bit better.
But is this built in reality or is this just fake?
It's real HTML. It just does not have the Wolfram tags in it that would put in the proper.
No. I'm asking, is it built by the build process that I built? Is the answer to that yes or no?
No.
Okay, why not?
I couldn't get the notebook to execute.
Because Cody broke it somehow.
Nope. That was me misreading. That was in reference to a rule thing. There was something in the notebook about it needs. For now, SW init 02 must currently be run before generating universes, and
That's correct.
It seems like that might be. It seems to not have that loaded or something. It's when I was running submit universe page 01, the notebook just didn't initialize past the first few cells.
This notebook? Or which notebook?
I have, so that is submit universe page 01 from, where was the Dropbox directory that was in?
Yeah, I know where it is. I know where that one is.
Yeah, the web development.
Well, that's because this file was moved. Now this is going to take forever because it's going to have to recompute every single thing in that file. Actually, we could load it. Now that I think about it, we could kill that. Oh, great. Look at that. Cannot find the kernel with specified name $failed. That's underwhelming. Okay, so let's look at where the thing deployed. Did we have a copy of the deployment of multi-way system here? Because that should work. We should be able to use that. We should be able to say that is encouraging, apart from the fact that it's really ugly, which I'm hoping is going to get fixed soon.
What is, I mean?
The shingle is out. The
okay, the shingle.
yeah.
Okay. I thought you were talking about blob now. Okay.
What do you know? It actually worked. Well, that's nice. We can get rid of that then. That's nice. So we are going to need this. I don't know why it's still giving that message. Okay, so this we actually don't need. And arguably I should take it out of here. Yeah, we've got other copies of this. Now, some of this stuff I think we do need. Well, this stuff I don't think we need for what we're doing here. Okay. So, I mean, I'm afraid this is a little messy because we haven't got function repository deployment of all these things, which would make it much cleaner.
Yep.
Okay. Now let's go. Where are we going here? We're going to Universe Registry. Where?
Build system.
Okay. Okay. We could probably rerun this. Should we try? Let's try just doing that there, just to see whether it works. Yeah, it did. Hunky-dory. Okay. We've got that cell bracket removal thing, which we have to do, but
Yeah.
okay, that's the resource object stuff. So I don't know whether this got fixed, did it?
So, okay, probably not. So do you see that you're doing $resource system base? Bob did push it to PRD, and he said he would remove that error message in that. I don't know if he removed it in the Devil version of it.
Okay, well, shall I get rid of this?
Yes.
Okay, so I can get rid of that block.
Yeah.
So do I go to Bob S. whatever, or do I go somewhere else?
I don't know if he sent me anything. I think that is for the create reason. That should be same.
But I don't need this, is that right?
Yeah, you don't need that. He said he would remove it, but maybe.
Nope. Didn't work. So we need to get this to work.
Mm-hmm. Can you also run the format rule from HTML? I think I put it in web development.
Where is it?
It's here. Yeah. I should have put it somewhere on top.
Yeah, if that is something that we're going to use, then that needs to be on top.
Maybe in formatting, yeah.
Why has that got times and power? Boy, that's a mess. Why isn't there just an HTML export that we can use for row boxes? I thought we had that. Don't we have a thing called HTML fragment that you can use? That is a really dumb example. Really dumb example given first there. That is a monumentally dumb example. What on earth is that? Why is that giving it as an image? See there, math output is mathml. That's what I tried to do.
Yeah, it does now. Yeah, I know, but it didn't work.
Okay, so did you talk to anybody about that?
I did talk to Cody about it, and he said
no, he's not going to know. He's not going to know. I'm telling you, he's not going to know.
Like, if you want me to get somebody to fix MathML, then
No. There's a way to generate. So Andre would know. Ask him, please.
Okay.
There is a way to generate fragments of HTML that we built in like 1995, something like that. Okay, let's try running this then. Why didn't that do the thing with my username? See, $cloud object format.
Do you have some kind of special setting?
I don't think so. And now it has no, well, I didn't deploy it to the right place, but well, that's annoying. Okay, but in any case, so it's deploying something. Okay, so now yeah, okay. Okay, so what happened to the deployment API?
I don't think we have tested it. We wrote something.
Yeah. It'll be good to get somebody other than me to do this. I really don't think it makes a lot of sense for me to be doing this.
Yes, I agree.
Why don't you talk to, but I don't want anybody screwing around and taking a month doing it because I can do this.
Should I just ask Andre then?
Yes, but tell him I'm not going to sit still for somebody taking a month, a year, whatever to do it, because it's going to take me 2 hours to do this.
And Sushma, CC Jeremy on it as well, because he's done a lot of these XML exports to cloud.
Okay.
Microsite stuff.
Okay.
I mean, I'm going to have to get the two of them in a meeting very soon. because this is kind of not. It really pisses me off that oh, gosh. I mean, we basically made essentially no progress that I can see. So either I'm writing this myself or.
What do you mean by we made no progress?
Well, what do I see here other than a front page? What else am I seeing? I'm sorry, I'm not understanding what else I'm seeing here other than
the design of the actual shingle pages themselves. I have two options for you to look at.
Oh, okay, fine. I can look at those. Great. Where are they?
Go ahead and click back to that link again, which I have not fixed the font yet, but I quickly made a copy change, and I think the animation should ideally be back. Perhaps not. Anyway, if you click the candidate universes again.
Okay.
And I'm still messing with the animation. Candidate universes. Look at primary design, that first pod there.
Okay. I'm telling you, I don't think it's going to work to reverse this out. If we're going to do that, we got to have completely separate rendering code to do, dark mode rendering. I already said that. Now that's going to be a bunch of work.
Okay.
We could do the work, but we got to decide it's really wonderful, and that's why we're doing the work. Because just designing it with white on dark isn't the work. I mean, most of this rendering stuff will not work in reversed out. Okay? I mean, we can try figuring it out. That's the same thing again.
Yeah, that was basically, it was just a slightly different place that we put the metadata. Yeah, if these will get more complex than this, that we cannot just basically do a blind invert, I will go back to a dark.
It won't work. I can tell you it won't work. I already told you before it won't work. Okay. I mean, we can figure out, it just won't work. I mean, how many times do I have to say that? One would have to custom write the rendering code to invert things, okay? And that's because each thing is built with, I have no idea what it will do if you just invert it. Okay, and I'm not sure that it's even I don't even think it looks particularly good. And I thought we had a version that didn't invert it.
Yeah, and Jeremy had wanted me to try this on the dark background one more time, but for next round.
Okay, well, fine. Then somebody can try writing the code to redo the graph rendering stuff so it works on a dark background. It's not impossible, but I have no idea what all the issues are. Right? Because, you can do an image processing thing, but I doubt it's going to work.
All right, with that in mind,
it might work, but I don't know. I'm telling you, as I told you before, that there are lots of tentacles in this graph rendering stuff. And, you've done something else here. You haven't just inverted it, you've made it monochrome, haven't you?
Yes.
Okay, but I have no idea whether that's going to work. It could just remove some connection that was supposed to be there. Right? I mean, the thing was made with some care to work the way it's working.
Well, with that in mind, I will bring it back on a white background.
With work, it can be made to work the other way around, but it's a whole bunch of work. So the question is there a design solution that works? If yes, then we don't do the work. If no, then we do the work.
I will have a design solution that works without having to do the actual notebook code work.
Maybe, maybe not. Maybe there'll be nothing that looks good. I don't know. If there's nothing that looks good, then we got to look at it. But this certainly isn't going to look good. It looks like a blueprint thing, and that has nothing to do with anything.
Okay.
Okay. What else is there to see?
Basically, is this a metadata with it?
No, it's not the metadata that we want. I was hoping we would be much further along with this design. There's a, I would like to iterate, but we're not going to be able to iterate if you haven't managed to make it work, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if this is just raw HTML, there's no iteration that's possible. Why don't you show me your HTML? I mean, that's super bad that I'm having to ask for that. But since you haven't managed to make it work, I guess I have to look at the HTML and figure out why it isn't working and tell me what.
So this is the previous, oh, what happened? Wait, let me fix it.
Okay, we've got two issues. We've got the deployment. Are you able to run this piece of code cloud connected as Universe project? Can you run that piece of code cloud connected as Universe project and send me back the URL?
What do you mean by Universe project?
No. Cloud Connect. I want you to run this so that it's owned by the Universe project thing. Okay?
Sure, we don't have that cloud account yet.
Yes, we do. It's right here. We did it a couple of days ago. We can say Cloud Connect to this.
Okay, you mean Wolfram Universe Registry. Okay, because we also talked about Universe.
I know. Do you want to do this or shall I do this? I can do this if you want. Well, can you do it? Because you know the password and things.
Sure.
Okay, and you're going to run that line of code.
And see if it works.
Yeah, I mean, well, here, let me do it. Hold on a second.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Do you understand what this line of code is doing?
Yes, I understand what the line of code is doing, but I don't understand what you want me to do.
I want you to run it. Okay, so there is that API.
Yeah.
Okay. So now what I want to do, I have put whoops, actually create directory is what I want. Oh. Why are there two copies of that line? Did you see that? I've been seeing that happening recently, a whole bunch. Do you see that? It was making two copies before. Did you see that? As I was editing, it was making two copies.
Yeah, I think those two copies are different copies, but I see what you're saying. I was thinking it is just a glitch where it is just jumping up and down.
Yeah, well, okay, so now, okay, so what we're trying to do here, the thing that's a little tricky is that we have to export these as their native file format. Wonder if I should say export form text there. Maybe we should. I'm not sure. Okay, so now what I want to do file system map of read string of dir. Okay, that should look like that. Now what I want to do is URL execute of %71 files arrow %. What? There's no input for fields files. But I just said expression there. I think that's how URL execute works. Param1 value 1. I just gave it input for that. You see it, right?
Yeah.
That's so frigging stupid. That's the most pathetic. That's just pathetic. Just pathetic. That we don't, that didn't, could you report that interpreters brings up the wrong thing?
Mm-hmm.
And why this interpreter type doesn't have there we go, an expression. By the way, when this occurs on the right-hand side here, it should not be bold.
Okay.
I've told them that like 6 times, and maybe you can report that again. I have no idea how to do an association in well, let's just put in a random expression there. It'll fail, but well, that's good. That's what it was supposed to do. So why didn't this other thing work? I just don't understand. This field is required. What do you know? Well, that's why I'm giving it. What the heck? You see that? I see that. Let me see if anything.
Oh.
What?
Do you so URL execute? No, it takes object. Never mind. I thought it wanted URL or something.
No. Ah, I have an idea. I have an idea. Watch this. This is horrifying beyond belief, but I think it's what's going on. Why didn't that work? Oh, that's incredibly stupid. This is getting to be a giant hack tower. Yeah, that worked. This is a pretty mega hack tower. Okay. Okay, what I need you to do, I think I'm going to need this. We're not certain of that. Invalid permissions group. Really? I thought you said that permissions
There
group
is a
existed.
permission. I'm thinking if only if you sign in as Wolfram Universe Registry that you can give the
Okay, so
execute.
here, I'm going to send this to you by email, and you're going
Okay.
to try and execute that line. And you're going to tell me what it comes back with. But
Okay.
there's the oh.
So I mean, in the meantime, you could see the link, rerun the link that I sent on chat. And if you want to discuss if that's the design you want to go with. I mean, there is some
Great.
fixes.
It's not great. I don't think it's great, but it's, and I've given already some comments on this which haven't been followed, so I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. I mean, I already said that header is too thick, and I don't think really works. And
no, I'm asking if that's like the white background you're looking for.
it's okay. I mean, it's okay. I don't think it's. I mean, I don't know. It's okay.
Okay, I got a cloud object back, by the way.
Okay, you can send it to me on chat.
It says failure, but
Yeah, I can't open that last one here either.
You may not be in the right permissions group to do it.
actually, I thought I did add Chris in that permission group.
Let's try this. Nope. That's really weird. See that?
Yeah.
Okay. So someone needs to get this to actually work and tell me why it didn't work before. And then this code, you understand what I'm proposing to do. If this is the right approach, then instead of writing this stuff directly out to the cloud, what it's doing here is it's writing it to a temporary directory, and then it's copying from that temporary directory.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And so that requires refactoring this code to do that. Makes sense?
Yep.
Without messing the code up, without rewriting all the code. I mean, again, it's pretty nicely factored already here. Okay. There's a cloud publish there. Well, there's a cloud publish of that whole thing. Yeah, you see this create universe image asset would now have to go to a temporary file. Okay. Instead of what I already did here. Why did I do that actually? Oh, it's that simple. There it is. See?
Nope.
So instead, that needs to go to a temporary file.
Yeah.
Here. File, create whatever. We'll go to a temporary directory, which is this universe registry base. Okay. File, create. Okay, so I'm going to make a copy of this, which is kind of grotesque, but I'm going to do that anyway. I'm going to say directory, which is a string. File, create universe assets. I get rid of that. This is now irrelevant for now. Okay, this becomes write string to the code. Okay, that meta information will have to be handled separately now, because that meta information okay, so that's actually got to be passed separately. Hold on. I think we should return the meta information. Actually, we should return. Okay, so now we say, oops, there's a big important thing. File create universe asset. That cloud NB, oh, that generate universe cloud object is now wrong because that also has to be a file. But let's see what this does. Create directory. Well, dir2 equals that. Oh, funny, funny. I guess we have to use file name join here. You see what it did? It smooshed that onto the end. In the perfect world, we wouldn't compute it twice, but we're not in a perfect world here. We're in a recovery world. Okay. Now, what we do with this is we take that, did you manage to get one of these to work?
Nope.
You didn't?
Did you see the cloud object I sent?
Okay, file system
But
map.
that's failed.
Actually, there's a better way to do this. All we have to do is to create an association containing the content. We don't actually have to write it to the local file system. Why bother to write it to the local file system? I don't think we need to. You can just return it. Yeah, okay, so the right way to do it, okay? Following isn't correct. Instead, just create an association file name arrow contents for all the files. Then feed this to the URL execute. See what I'm saying? So in other words, you locally create everything just with file name arrow contents as a giant association,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Then you just call URL execute, feeding it that big association. Okay, look. We can just say Expa create universe assets. This is a little tricky because it has to both return yeah, the right thing to do is to use sow and reap. I mean, again, but I need to know whether this whole API approach is going to work. So let's not do this yet, okay? If this whole API thing is going to work, which I think it will, then this should just be so. Don't even need that. Okay, so create universe image asset. Okay, now how does generate document? There's a bug here. That's wrong. We need to have found the destination for all of them. Okay. that's right. That's right. I was wrong. So destination arrow. Generate notebook. That's going to need to be a URL. I don't know how we do that exactly. That URL has to be, I mean, we can predetermine what that URL is, or it has to be a relative URL.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it'll be work to just have that be a relative URL. I don't know.
I think that was one of the things that Jeremy was saying the other day, that it'll work. But yeah, I've never tried it.
Oh, this is a waste of my time. This is a real waste of my time.
I agree.
I mean, I can get this to work, but it's like, what the hell? Why am I doing
Yes.
this? I mean, you know, what I would do is make all this into a big association. So there's another.
I can ask this to Andre or Jeremy and both, and see if they know something that works.
Well, I mean, no, it's a question of, you got to ask people. Don't ask just them. You got to ask the people who are responsible for the cloud API stuff. Say, is this going to work? Ask Joel or somebody like that. I mean, and then, well, you could try asking Jeremy or Andre. We're going to need a meeting with Jeremy about this design stuff also. Well, I mean, there's no point in doing that until we can actually start writing things out to design. And I was going to refactor the way this works so that we can have multiple sections there, one of which is boilerplate and one of which is custom created. But I didn't have a chance to do that here. Oh dear. All right, look, let's wrap it up. I don't think there's anything useful. I mean, this is kind of disappointing, and sorry. All right. Well, I'm going to go work on some other stuff here.
Okay.
I mean, I think that I'm kind of beginning to freak out about this, because basically the way it looks to me is the only stuff that works is the stuff I actually wrote. And that's really bad. So we got to do better than that. And hopefully we can. If not, I'll write it, but I gotta know, white flags everywhere, people saying we can't do this, we don't know how to do it, we're stuck, we're toast. People say that, I'll eventually say, fine, I'll write it myself. But let's try and determine that in the next 2 days, whether people are just giving up. Okay.
I don't know which one you're saying does not work.
Well, look, I had something that basically did most of this deployment, other than the permission stuff. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So we apparently went backwards because Chris couldn't run it anymore. Right?
Nobody went backwards, Stephen. It's just that if you follow, okay, so if
couldn't run it. That's the bottom line. He couldn't run it.
But that's not a big deal, right? Because if
it may not be a big deal, or it may be a big deal. I have no idea. I mean, it was not well packaged. I didn't package it. We had one last thing, which was this permissions thing, which we didn't manage to make work in the way that I thought it should work. But I think this API scheme is actually a better scheme. See what I'm saying? So we just have to make that scheme work. And I think the thing, I mean, again, I can stop talking about it. I could just write the code because it's not very complicated. But I was just, you know, it requires basically starting from scratch and refactoring everything I did. Okay, which I can certainly do, but it would be nice if somebody else did it.
Yes, I mean, we talked about.
So why don't we give them tomorrow to do it? If they haven't done it by the end of tomorrow, I will do it myself. Because I also don't want somebody to screw it up, because there's a lot more that has to be modified there. This was just the beginning of things that were being written out to these files. Oh God, they're going to screw it up. I should just do it myself.
Stephen, but I mean, we talked about the API function yesterday, and it was a Saturday, and I can't get anybody work on a Saturday.
Yes, but that's not the only piece to this, okay? So listen, what they're going to get okay. I think the input to the API function is going to look like this. It's going to look like a file path, arrow, see, I'm worried that it's going to be just a string here, and it's not going to know its MIME type. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we got to deploy those things, you know, that file path arrow string. We've also got to deploy on the main thing. We've got to set meta information. So we're also going to give it a list of meta information. That's the second thing the function is going to get. That's the second thing the URL, the API is going to get. Am I making sense? Mm-hmm. And the tricky thing is that inside this string, okay, so inside string, the template has to know how to refer to other files in the list. Do you see what I'm saying? Because we're going to be saving out the image assets, for example. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And previously what I did was I just saved them out, looked at the URL that came back, and then used it, right? But here we're not going to be able to do that. If we're doing it this way, where everything is a big blob being sent to the API, we're not going to be able to do that. Make sense? So we either have to predict the URLs, or we have to use relative URLs, which might work just fine. Mm-hmm. Okay?
naively, I would hope that's how it would work, but yeah, I could see how it might not.
Well, it probably depends on the way that the templates work.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what I think is going to be the structure of this code is a kind of every one of these things is going to be generating something. Well, we might be able to just use dead reckoning to feed the things into the template file, if we're lucky, so that we don't have to actually deploy anything. That we can, do you understand that the parameters, the file paths, which we put into the template file may be fixed and known as we create the thing, right? They may just be, asset number such and such, right?
Yeah.
And then we don't have to do this weird reap thing. We can just write this file path arrow and then whatever each of these things is. Okay, because the only thing that has to refer to anything is the main XML template. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, I can explain this to whoever is actually going to implement it, if it isn't me. Okay, but first I need to see relative paths work and that this API works. Okay, and I don't want to hear from anybody, oh, we were confused, we didn't think it was going to be more than 100 kilobytes. This API might be feeding 100 megabytes. Okay, so that has to work. And if it isn't going to work, we need a different solution. Oh, God. Okay. All right. Well, wrap it up. This is one of those recordings we can just get rid of because it's just full of crap. Has nothing interesting. Just has a bunch of bleating from me. Or you can keep it if you want, just to prove out.
Yeah, actually, you could send it to me because it would be helpful if somebody asked me more questions and I can then show them this recording.
Especially the bit about relative URLs, like even that last bit there might actually be useful.
Okay.
And yes, I will. I've written down all the design notes, and I realize this is frustrating not being able to edit live, but yes, I'll make the design changes and make it as flexible as possible.
You know what? It's going to take me 5 or 10 minutes to rewrite this code. I mean, the only thing is I need to know the URL is going to work. This thing is going to work, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If it's going to work, I'll just rewrite this code myself because I don't want somebody to make it unbelievably complicated, right? So because I'm going to want to edit this, I'm going to want to change it. See there, it's got rule icon image, you understand? And this, I now know what its URL is, so I can insert that. By the way, that's wrong. There should be a comma there. You get what I'm saying? So I can insert that into the XML template so that it can refer to that rule icon image, right? Mm-hmm. But otherwise, I could just know that the relative URL is this, which I know without having to deploy anything. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yep.
So oh God, look, this is really easy. Come on. Look, here we go. Just take the data here, and most of this is irrelevant. That's a crazy hack, what we're doing here. Be much better to copy over the files.
Yeah.
And for that, we could write these files into the local file system and then do a copy file. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But this is the way of doing it. Okay, so what this should be doing, we can try running it. It's going to make a big mess. Oh, great. Pop that up. Okay. See, there's the created file. Right, there's a bunch of crap. That's probably PNGs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what happened to the notebook file. Let me take a look. Ah, there's the notebook object. Okay, so that notebook object had to be snarfed in somehow. I mean, this is a little bit crazy what we're doing here, because I mean, that could be done by saying, I think we can just say import string of that. I'm not sure whether that will work. Okay, but I think this is a crazy way to do it. But anyway, you understand what it's doing. It's making a giant association, which you would then pass to the URL, to the API, and it would then install those files in their various places. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sigh. So the alternative is that we create local files and then copy the files. Makes sense?
Yep.
But all of that, I mean, I want to see how this API works, and this stuff with toString of import form is just an unbelievable hack, and I want to know how to do that properly.
Yep.
All right. Okay. Well, okay. Let's okay. All right. Sorry to growl so much. I'm frustrated. Okay. All right. Okay. Tomorrow, talk some more. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thanks.
Bye.
Okay. See you. Bye.